Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on wearehotline.net, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to noon. And today we have the founder of a fantastic organization built to empower. It's called Right to Empowerment. Believe it's within your grasp. Please welcome the founder, Perdita Chivers, to the show. How are you doing today, Perdita?
I'm great, Nikki. Thanks.
You're welcome, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Awesome. All right, so let's find out a little bit about what happened. What was it that sparked this whole company called Right to Empowerment? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, my background is very varied. I've done so many things. But essentially what happened was just over a year ago, I turned 50. And previous to that, I had realized that I had a dream to go to Paris. And for some reason, I put it on the back burner because I had put some parameters around it and realized at 47 that, hey, why not make Paris a goal for 50, and I spent my birthday there. Mm-hmm. So basically what's happened is this has all been because of my own personal journey and those aha moments, and it's led me to Right to Empowerment. So when I was in Paris, it wasn't everything that I thought it would be, but I took a deep breath and admired the beauty and the excitement and the adventure, came home and said, you know what, it's time to do things. So technically, I'm a real estate agent, and there's a lot of things I love about it, but it's not really doing important global things. It's doing very local, very specific things.
Okay. All right, so you wanted more freedom, you wanted more, to see the tangible rewards of what you were doing. So this is why you engaged in Right to Empowerment. Now tell me a little bit about the whole premise of Right to Empowerment, and I find it just amazing. And it's W-R-I-T-E, like the verb to write, not R-I-G-H-T. Tell me about that.
It's a little bit of it is a play on words. A little bit of background that I did miss is I had something very pivotal in my life happen. It was basically an adult bullying situation, and I had a good friend at the time who was also a life coach who helped me see it for what it was, and basically what it boiled down to was that these things were not happening to me personally. These were an accumulation of things that were happening to other people, and they were projecting. So I've been a lifelong cheerleader. I've finally, over the last few years, realized how much I love and adore cheering people on. So through a series of conversations and with this craze of the adult coloring books, it was, what could I do to cheer people on and enhance, specifically a coloring experience? And that's led me to the idea of changing the way you look at a pencil crayon. So now you're not literally writing usually with a pencil crayon, but because it was, I believed everybody had the right to empowerment, it was the play on words. So there in a nice circle is how everything sort of came to be. And now I'm enveloping all sorts of other things, but basically at its core, it's cheering people on and sending better messages out there.
I think it's ingenious, and I was so happy to be gifted with the pencils and also a workbook. Can you describe a little bit about what the pencils are and the colors and the connections to certain values are in your kit?
Sure. So what happened when I got to the point where I decided it would be cool to do pencil crayons and how would they be different, part of and who knows where these things come from, but it was like, well, why is it labeled blue? Now, obviously, because it's a color and all that, but what if it was labeled differently? What if blue became, I am beautiful? And when I came up with that affirmation, I realized I personally had so much junk around it, and I wondered why. And I still don't exactly know why, but obviously what happens over time is we get those negative messages and we accumulate them, and they become, for some people, a real mountain. So my hope is that changing the labels on these pencil crayons and having them become like blue is I am beautiful, black is I am strong, pink, which is my favorite color, is I am enough. And so as you're coloring, as you're in that quiet space of coloring, you're infusing that affirmation. It's becoming, not only is it becoming part of the paper, but it's becoming part of your mindset. So it was my hope that something like this would be a tool, a very tangible tool that was discreet, and I think it's pretty, and something that could be just quietly used on a regular basis to try and squash some of that negativity and move into a more positive message.
Absolutely. And just for curiosity's sake, because it is my favorite color, what is the association with the color purple?
So the color, now I don't always have them all memorized because...
Okay, we'll do a little homework and we'll find out later.
The color purple, I'm pretty sure, is I am amazing.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, there goes, without question, for all the people who love purple, you are amazing. That's just amazing, Perdita. And how long did it take you to just come up with the color choices, the values associated with the color, and then who did the illustrations for the workbook?
So it became an idea late fall of 2014, and when I approached my partner and said, I have an idea, and will you financially support me with this? And fortunately, I got a yes. I did go to a graphic designer. So the graphic designer, put onto paper what a manufacturer needed. I worked with the same graphic designer for the Reframe It book. Now, a funny thing about the Reframe It book is that it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And these are also part of the life lessons that I'm learning as a brand new entrepreneur that is basically taking an idea I took it from scratch, and I'm learning things as I go. The graphics were something that had been incorporated somewhere along the line in my business card, and we wanted to keep a consistency. So at this point in time, there's no actual meaning to the graphics. I'm hoping, I'm just about to launch a Kickstarter, and I'm going to be working with one artist in particular, and I'm hoping to create some, not necessarily symbolisms, but some graphics that will lead itself into more coloring projects, and then as far as how did I assign the colors, some of them were so easy for me, like red is I am loved. Red to most people is love regardless. The yellow is I am positive, because I think of the sun as a bright and happy object, and the sun is usually yellow. There were a few that took a little bit more. I am infinite is a sky blue. So that one was, basically I saw infinite as in limitless possibilities. And when you look to the sky, we can't see any limit. Especially when it's cloudless. So absolutely, it was just a lot of association for me. Some of them work if you do the research. Some of them do work with the color therapy type things. But because I don't have any kind of background in that regard, I didn't come from I didn't have any preconceived notions. I went mostly by instinct.
Exactly, and when you're going by instinct, there's a lot more liberation when it comes to free-flowing thought and putting that into implementation. So it's often a good thing when you don't have any preconceived notions. So that's an excellent journey that you just described. And tell us, how has your life been transformed by this new company?
Well, it's given me the opportunity to look at, now that I'm going to be soon an empty nester. It was really important for me to have children, and I was very fortunate to have 2 boys. This will now give me purpose, and I really like that these are now my new family, so to speak. And now the things that I'm learning for myself personally, I'm hoping that this is something that I can share with other people. So what it's doing is it's tapped into a creativity, a part of me that I didn't really understand existed, and now I'm nurturing it. And the possibilities are crazy. I'm doing things that I would have, like 5 years ago, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed. Even a year ago, I look at the list of 2016 of what I did, and it's crazy. Crazy good.
A crazy good thing.
Yes.
And tell us, people are listening and they want to know, how can they get a hold of the pencils and the workbook? How can they learn how to write themselves into empowerment? What's your contact information?
Okay, so the short answer is my website. So that's www.righttoempowerment.com, which is WRITETOEMPOREMENT. So there is the ability to shop on the website. I'm also saying Right to Empowerment on Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm still in more of the toddler stage now. So although my pencil crayons are available on Amazon, I'm going to be moving more to Etsy and my own website.
Okay. And can you just repeat what the information is? How can people email you, or do you have a phone number?
Yes. So my phone number, it would be 1-705-279-7421. That's 1-705-279-7421. My email address is messages, MESSAGES, at righttoempowerment.com. The website, Facebook, and there's lots of things coming down the pipes. But as everyone knows, things take time and organization. But I'm hoping to do workshops, and I'm hoping to have more tools available coming up soon.
Excellent. Okay, well, Perdita, I just want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for everything you're doing to, help people get unstuck in whatever area they are in, and a lot of it has to do with self-love. A lot of it has to do with self-esteem, and the words that you have coined to these pencils as people write themselves into a beautiful life, I think is a fantastic thing that you come up with. So we appreciate you. And again, we just want to wish you all the best for 2017. I know this is your year, this is my year, and all the listeners out there, this is our year. So thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch up soon. You've been listening to Perdita Chivers on the Nikki Clarke Show on wearehotline.net. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.